And hold on. Ta-da!
Well, no, I
Ma?
knocked something over.
Oh, wow!
Nothing. It was fine. It's all good. I should get game stuff out,
Yeah, me
dice
too.
and whatnot.
I need my little notebook. I honestly have not scribbled in my notebook since last time I scribbled in my notebook. I started to make the map a top-down map. Um,
Ah,
yeah. No. I stopped because I got like a little bit of burnout. And then I was like, I'll make it. And then like I got crazy with like finding job stuff, and then I found a job, and now job is a little bit stressful just because like the first 3 months I'm gonna be absolutely terrified until they go, yeah, we're gonna make you a permanent member of the team.
yeah, that's understandable.
Gray, how I not eat fast.
Um, chew your food 30 times.
But then it's grody and like chewed mush in my mouth for that long.
Yeah, I understand. Eat with chopsticks.
That does help.
Yeah.
That's how I help myself not vacuum through small snack things.
Yeah.
Hello.
We are back to it. Unfortunately, Kiv will not be joining us today, but I cannot wait another week to play, so. All will be well. Kiv said that they're gonna watch the VOD, so just make sure that we dump all of our information out in the VOD in the middle so that Kiv doesn't know what's going on until the middle. Andrew is the worst. He got something stuck in my head and I'm gonna kill him for it.
How dare.
It's a TikTok audio.
Um, which one? Or do I not want to know? Because then it'll be stuck in my head.
Oh, you're getting cursed with this knowledge too. It is drink iced coffee, panic attack.
That's an older one. A good one.
An oldie but a goodie.
My desk is covered in bits of sprue.
Poor stream, getting bamboozled.
Boozled.
Oh god, why is everything so loud all the time? I'm trying to find the sound that I want to use for this.
What's up?
Not
Hello.
much.
Sky, ceiling, maybe God, the usual.
Fair.
No. God is, I was gonna say, God is, I couldn't remember what I was gonna say.
God is in your heart.
I think that's supposed to be like Jesus or the Holy Spirit or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're technically the same thing. If like you ask people, but
I like semantics to be difficult.
agreed. It makes it more fun.
Semantics are really difficult when you can't figure them out.
Skill diff.
Sick. I bought this music. Oh no, I lost it.
Oh God.
Buys it and immediately loses it.
What did you lose?
The download I just downloaded.
Oh, that's not good. Computer just ate it.
Yeah.
Dead. Oh, no. You know what's some bullshit?
What?
There's still like a foot of snow on the ground, which isn't the bullshit. The bullshit is that there is a foot of snow on the ground and there is already ants.
Oh god.
Like, my stupid window, because this building is a million years old and not very secure, my window or something in my room has some kind of small crack that leads to the outside and the ants get in. And I don't even have anything for them in here. They just get in here and walk around. That's annoying. And there's still a foot of snow outside. They shouldn't even be alive yet. Like the one unarguably great thing about winter is that there's less bugs. So
Agreed.
having like a 9-month winter is like, hey, I only have to deal with bugs for a couple of months. But apparently they just get to show up early this year.
They're like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I forced myself to stop eating before I could feel myself getting sick.
Well, that's
Good
good.
job, I'm proud of you. Damn, the only good noodle here is Devin.
Oh.
What?
He's in Quest Portal.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have it
that's
up. I'm
valid.
just not in the session.
Okay, that's fair.
I
Because
just
when I
fully
opened
forgot it
everything,
was a
we weren't
thing.
live yet.
Hello.
Same.
How's
I think it's. Oh, you go ahead.
No, I was just saying hello. How's everyone?
Hello, I'm good. I'm excited.
Not too bad. How about you?
Doing good. I am also excited. I cannot wait to start playing.
Oh wait, babe, I lied to you. There's everyone's here. Because Kib will not be joining us.
Aw.
Oh, we gotta take a big sippy. Everyone take a big sippy.
Take the big sippy.
What?
Someone redeemed a hydrate. It was Devin. Everyone take a big sippy.
Oh. How
I
dare
took-
you make me drink water?
I took about 2.5 gulps.
Everyone who refuses to drink water, evolution has failed you. The fact that you're alive is a fucking miracle.
Damn.
Drink water.
Shots
That
fired.
second part is true for a lot of reasons for all of you.
I'm so tired of, like, I have residents that look me in the eyes and say, oh no, I don't drink water. And I have to be like, I need you to, though. You notice how you just were telling me how you feeling and you don't feel good. You've not had a lot of energy lately and you've been getting kind of like, I don't know, you just felt kind of like meh all the time and like kind of just generally like upset and bad about things. Have you tried drinking water? And then she proceeded to order like 20 different cool water bottles and not drink out of any of them. So she would walk away like, I got a bottle, see? And it's full of water. And it's like, why is it full? She's like, oh, yeah, drink the water.
You drink the water from the bottle.
You're eventually
I'll
gonna
have you
grow.
know, I have been drinking water very consistently. I have
Literal bare minimum behavior for humanity achieved. I'm so proud. You're breathing and drinking water.
I drink it
okay,
on and off again.
the breathing part not great. Sometimes I forget to do that. And then my lungs burn and I'm like, why did my lungs burn? Oh yeah, huh.
It's like, oh yeah.
Initiate manual breathing. My backup systems failed. So I'm drinking water though. Oh. Yeah.
Does it count if you're breathing consistently but also occasionally accidentally breathing blue fumes?
Breathing what fumes?
Blue
blue.
fumes.
I don't
Not
know.
on purpose.
Vale seems to be the expert in like what is humanly normal.
If you're working with something with fumes, you should have a hood that you're working under,
Well,
or have proper ventilation through a window, or
I've got
if you have none of
fans.
those, a mask.
I think it'll be better now that I can actually open my window. But the fans mostly do their job, but sometimes they fan too hard and like dry up the glue before I can glue things with it, so I have to turn it off so that I can glue well, and then I remember like 5 minutes later when I'm like, oh wait, I smell glue fumes. I need to turn my fan back on. It's
Evolution has
fine.
failed.
It's
Also-
fine.
Also, does it count if you breathe in reverse?
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
You just say shit sometimes.
No, chat just says shit sometimes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
I-
what
I
is
thought
that?
breathing
What is...
reverse was just exhaling, right?
But that's
That you just exhale. Yes, that is a normal part of breathing.
but that's like, but that's not reverse. That's just
It's going backwards, right? So
Listen,
then
I don't.
there.
So long as you are not getting particulates in your lung, literally poisoning yourself with glue fumes or similar materials, and oxygenating your blood, I think you're fine. But I don't know what breathe in reverse is supposed to mean. But hey, you're alive enough to be typing at a computer coherent. Well, maybe you're not getting enough oxygen. I take it back. Breathe normal.
Damn. Sorry, Levy. Get got.
destroyed.
Ask my opinion and it will be received.
So that old Pokemon animation, where the trainer's like selecting his partner, and the guy is like insinuating a lot, has another animation.
Oh no. I'm worried.
I don't know if I've seen this.
You're lucky if you haven't. Or not necessarily lucky, but yeah. It's not great. It's a little weird.
I'm going to take my nasty vitamins. I think I
need to
turned it off.
resupply on vitamins.
But did you guys know that Discord now has soundboard features?
I'm
Aw.
unfortunately very aware because our D&D game last night had quite a couple which was driving me frothing angry.
Oh, this one doesn't, weirdly.
It does. I just disabled it because I can use it still because I'm the admin.
But some of you can't be trusted, Devin.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
D&D Outcast anymore.
It might be. You just have to be like in the chat.
Oh, that might be it.
No.
Yeah. For those
Take
of
it
you
away
that
from them all.
yeah. No, in any place that doesn't have D&D games, I think is fine because I just love to click the quack button. It is my favorite button.
Fine boom sound effect.
Oh, no. Oh, the the mean boom. The boom.
The boom.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok today where somebody, instead of actually editing in the Vine boom, they just edited in a sound clip of them saying the words Vine boom sound effect. And it was
I
really
love that.
dumb, but I loved it. It was good.
All right. Oh, let me get my notes. And in the meantime, does anyone wish to recap? If
We
not,
gaslit a child.
no.
Ah, yes.
Okay, I gaslit a child, but nobody stopped me.
Well, I mean, you know.
It was for the child's own good, it's fine.
Yeah, it was healthy gaslighting. That's a phrase that is.
Yeah, I
like,
was about to
you
say,
know.
that's what that sounds exactly like something a parent would say, and you just look at them like, I don't know about that. My therapist probably doesn't agree.
Yeah. But so yeah, we all got up onto the train to head towards the next town that we're planning on hitting up. There was a real sketchy and there was a real sketchy tarot reading done. Um there was some music played and some questions asked, and then suddenly there was a small fey child named Flit, who was hidden in the hay, a fey in the hay, and there was some
Hey.
conversation had and some uh, fumbled words that were very quickly lied away, um, and warnings given about how sketchy humans can be. And now I think we may have adopted a small fey child uh, for the foreseeable future. And I think we ended off right before. Was it right before or right after we had jumped off the train to get to, or near to the town that we're heading towards?
It was immediately after.
Okay.
Okay, notes acquired. And you get a session bronze.
Let's hope I remember to use it. As I often do not.
Could you do
Yahoo!
that sweet, sweet crit?
Whenever I get a session bronze, I've started pulling out my metal die, like my metal d6. So hopefully that reminds me that I have it, because I normally don't have that out.
Fair. Little bronze.
Okay, and we'll switch to game time. There we go. We'll just close all my tabs.
All of them at once.
Welcome to Fairmouth.
Oh,
There's a small train station that you guys have passed. There's a train depot coming soon. I don't know if I like this audio. I'm gonna turn it down though.
intrusive red-tail hawk sounds.
Okay, there you go. So there is I was just double checking all of my settings. Yes. You guys jump off the train, some successfully, some unsuccessfully, but aside from that, you have, for the most part, landed fine. It's just a little nervous with all of this new information.
Are we like headed into town or just past the train depot at this point? Or is the town not quite in sight?
You decided to pass the town instead of
Oh, okay.
We didn't want to be coming from the direction of the last town. Just in case.
Yeah, I remember.
yeah. But so this is like the train depot is outside of town, so you guys are like right around there, but there's not as many people. So don't worry about that. You can kind of see it, but it's not like you're not there. This is just for aesthetic.
Oh.
It's for the aesthetic. But
Well.
yes, Flit seems to look around a bit nervously and looks back at you, expectingly.
I suppose this is... We should... what time of day is it right now?
It is like, let me see really quick. You guys left in the morning, but it took you like a little bit of time, so it's like late morning. I'd say maybe like 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
11 o'clock.
Oh, well... Onwards and upwards, I suppose. Let's get walking. Desdemona's gonna just kind of raise a semi-determined hand and point in the direction and start heading in that direction towards the town. Unless nobody follows, in which case she's gonna take like 10 or 15 steps and realize nobody's coming with her and then kind of awkwardly turn around, but...
Devdak follows, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, Thatcher's gonna grab what's his name? Flit? Flit? Yeah, he's gonna grab Flit's hand and he's gonna say, "Alright, let's go."
His hand is very, very small in yours.
Baby. Okay.
Alright, so you guys meander into town. I will show you what exactly that looks like. So ignore the little town map for that. I was making this map into a top-down, but I did not have the mental energy / time. It's almost done. It's just not. So you guys come in from the right side of the map, which is over here. Near the smith. Yep.
This looks gorgeous, by the way.
It's not my map.
Oh, okay.
My map is unfinished. I was
Okay.
using this as a template to make the map.
Oh, I understand what you meant. I thought you were saying this was one that you had put together and then you were making a top-down version. I understand what you meant now.
Yeah, nah, I'm
No
baby.
worries. It's okay.
Still looks good.
Anyway, yeah, it's still, at the very least shows good taste in map choice. But
Mhm.
anyway, is there like anybody around, like milling about, or is it pretty empty, or what's the?
Oh, this town is poppin'. There are people walking around. This is like, there's some carriages going through here and there. Like, it's pretty good. You see what looks to be, that, corner building seems to be, like, I keep on wanting to call it a tavern, but I guess it would be more like a saloon because people, like, go there to drink and also sleep. I don't know if that's the right 100% the right word though, but it's the place. Some people do give you guys a little bit of a look, but they mostly go about their business.
I'm presuming that the folks we're seeing are primarily human.
Oh yeah.
Do we see any non-humans
Yep,
aside
you do
from
actually.
ourselves? Oh.
You see a couple fellows with green skin. You see people with sharp ears. Just a few. They're modeled along the humans, but while they are given a little bit of a berth, it's not too wide of a berth.
Okay. So we'll be able to blend in with those that aren't blending in.
Yes.
Desdemona's still gonna kind of like pull her hat down a little bit over her face and keep her head a little bowed, which doesn't really do much with how tall she is and with the ears that stick out from the side, but you know, it's an effort.
Wow, so much hospitality in this here town. I can't believe it. Thatcher's being genuinely serious.
It's certainly not the worst I've been through in the last week, but
A trade hub's inevitably going to be at least marginally better. If nothing else, they've seen a bunch more people.
One thing that does strike you guys as different about this town that isn't shown in the map is that there are lamp posts.
like electric lampposts or oil lampposts?
Gas. So,
Okay.
and there are 3 railroad lines, so that's where the depot comes in. And yes, the tavern / inn is right there. There's a post office, which for those of you who haven't been to bigger towns, you've never seen a post office before. You know that the post does exist, it's just in a lot of little towns, a lot of people don't care for it.
Can't rate so good.
Basically.
So above table, I forget exactly what our plans for this town were. Are we just looking for info on like if the witch may have come through here? Or are we like seeking, like, are we planning on buying stuff here? Is this like a supply stop, or
Because it's a trade hub, if anybody wants to stock up on supplies, you're more likely to find it here and not with jacked up prices. Also, people are marginally less likely to be huge shitheels to you, but we are primarily here for information on the witch, on her family members, anything that can point us in the way, even if it just points us back the way we came, kind of crossing it off. Because again, there's no way to end the curse unless we kill her or get her to break the curse. So
All right.
finding her is mission number one. Submission currently is keep Flit alive.
Yeah. Bonus
Because
round.
there's a child. Yeah. And then, hey, I mean, if the town has some issues, it's a way to make some pay. So, I think the best bet is first stop, try and find any rumors. If people want to restock, go ahead and do that. And if we know what's going on in town through rumors, then we can more safely gather information. And that is essentially what Mal will say.
Okay. And I imagine we're all just kind of hanging out towards the, like, the smith here, like in between the well and the smith, just kind of milling about at the current moment. So Desdemona's gonna kind of rub her hands together and stand up real straight and go, well, I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I think I'm gonna go, and if that's the current plan, I'm gonna go and hit up the saloon, see if I can pick up any of what people might be putting down. Do we want to all go as a group, or do we want to split up and try to hit multiple spots at once and choose a time to get back together in a place?
Hold on just a moment. Before you take off, can I borrow that mirror?
Oh, I. She kind of like there's kind of there's a mix of two like emotions on her face. One is like a kid being asked to share their new toy, and also like genuine concern over like the possibility of exchanging what would definitely get them in trouble for them having right here. So um but she does nod, and she like kind of waves for Thatcher to come closer. She like opens up her coat and reaches down into the pocket that she's placed it in and like holds out the coat so that he can take it like behind the coat.
Thatcher's gonna go and see the kind of like the air around right now, and he's gonna try to like very quickly look through it to see if there's anybody with this dead baby curse. Because we don't have to channel magic through it, or do we have to channel magic through it for it to work?
I think
No
it
magic
does.
is necessary.
Yeah, it is active.
All right, I'm gonna. You said we started off on this right side. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more. I guess like kind of like conceal myself a little bit and see if I can see somebody sneakily. Like not well, try not to be obvious.
Roll a perception.
All right, back.
I got a 19.
All right. Now, you see no one. No one has the curse. Except for you
Huh.
guys. You guys still do.
Is there anything else funky that is seen through this looking glass?
Nope.
Not even a strange man. Just kidding.
Only
don't
when
see-
you look at Hazel.
I was gonna say we don't see three dwarves in a trench coat.
No.
Dang. Thatcher goes, oh well, that was kind of anticlimactic, don't you think?
Yeah, but I mean, at the very least, we know. Well, I suppose it's good to confirm that the curse was not on the whole countryside, and it was just the one individual town. That would raise the stakes of this matter considerably. Now,
It would make sense that it would only be in that city as well. Just from
indeed,
this, I guess, people not helping and then people actually doing the crime that they did.
of course, but sometimes folks when they get a
It's good to
ink,
confirm.
yeah, some folks when they looking for their revenge, they don't necessarily stop at just the ones who did it. Uh, Case in point, and she just kind of gestures to all of us.
As for whether we stick as a group or split up, we can do what other people are comfortable with. But in case any of you get into minor trouble, you can always make the excuse that you are either hired on or simply traveling with Thatcher and use this as protection. If you get into major trouble, don't bring it to me, please, though.
That or Hazel, and Desdemona kind of nudges Hazel, who also, as far as I am aware, uh, still looks pretty much human.
That's right, you, all of you are. Yeah, they'll toss in Hazel as well.
Well, hopefully not to rely on that one too much. Though,
Yeah, of course.
remind me, wasn't there a cousin or sister that she had here, or am I mistaken?
I believe we had heard of a couple of sisters, but we weren't able to find any info on where they had gone, or those of us who were looking weren't able to.
That information wasn't included in the census, and all the information of who left and when. Only that they were married off.
I see. Well, sticking together, at least right now, as I don't think we have any particular multiple goals right now. Doesn't seem like a bad idea.
All right. Well, I feel like if we're looking for rumors, looking for info, the saloon's usually the place to go. That's why I was heading in that direction. So if we want to just all roll up and case the place, I suppose this is our time.
Very well.
And Daz will kind of just clap her hands together and march off in the direction of the saloon.
All right. So you guys are welcome to head inside.
Heading in, is it particularly busy? Can't imagine it would be like super packed at like 10 or 11 in the morning, but there are a lot of alcoholics, who knows?
There are people. There are people that are in there, but aside from that, it's not too crazy busy. They're more of like getting ready for the lunchtime. But so there are a couple people like getting their like late breakfast and stuff, kind of with like a small glance of it ain't even noon time yet. And you're barely waking up. Sidelong glances of the judgy types that know. There's mostly regulars here, so.
Well, Desdemona's just going to kind of like Immediately as she walks in, take up a very different posture than is usual for her, and kind of swagger her way up to the bar and take a seat.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm just finding an audio really quick. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. I'll just leave.
Really quick, how crowded is this saloon? Oh, alright. Cool. Then, Thatcher's just gonna hold a Flit close and, tell him not to touch nothing.
I almost named the scene Salon.
That's a very different vibe.
I mean, I would do great here. If that was the case.
This is your
I
element.
own this town.
This isn't the right shape for the saloon, but you get the idea. You get the picture.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Damn, and they serve pig and turkey? Let's fucking go.
Yeah, sure. That's
Someone over there is having a fancy dinner.
breakfast.
Brunch. Like, yeah. Really
Wow, this
fancy
town is
brunch.
so fancy.
Canonically, there is a piano. No one is currently playing it, though.
Is that a fucking challenge? That's a joke. Mal can't play.
About to find out about that really high performance score.
Desdemona
Yeah.
did say that she
Not
could
for
play.
music.
Whether or not she was telling the truth or not, we shall see.
Oh. Yeah, Thatcher's actually gonna take some interest, like seeing the piano that's open.
There you go. I have to bring Flit on. Y'all can resize your things to be like actually.
Reasonably sized.
Except you, Devin.
Even
fixed it.
tiny.
I was gonna say make me tiny and make him large. Just absolute unit.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna generate a token for Flit really quick. I know I have art that I sent to you, but we'll do the art that I sent to you because this is awful. Ah, heck.
Oh boy. I'm just imagining Flit as Puck from Berserk. Small child. With wings.
Oh yeah, by the way, you can edit your token border in case people haven't done that yet.
That's why mine's wiggly.
The Wiggles, dude.
Best qualities
Child.
for Wiggles.
That's a big child. Tiny child.
He's with you.
Yeah, I see that. If it was crowded, I was gonna hoist him up on my shoulder.
There you go. I made the grid size. Voila. But yes, so you sit at the bar, and a woman looks over to you, and she was cleaning off one of the tables, and she walks over to behind the bar, and she goes, "How can I help you? What can I get for you?"
I'm just looking for something to drink and maybe some conversation if you've got it.
Well, I've definitely got something to drink. What can I do for you? Well, what's your pick your poison?
Oh, nothing too strong. Just whatever you got around.
She raises an eyebrow. She goes, "You old enough? I can never tell with your kind."
Uh, Desmo just does a very like large smile of like kind of ironic, but yes, I can't assure you I'm old enough. She just kind of like tips her hat a little bit, unsure of how to even really react.
Alright, I'll take your word for it. It's a little early to be drinking, but that doesn't stop some people. She looks at some guy over, like, over in the corner who just, upon hearing that, he just kind of, like, furrows his brow. He's got a salt and pepper hair and a mustache. It's kind of a little overgrown, but seems like he's living his best life.
Also sitting at the bar, or at one of the
No,
tables.
he's at one of the tables closest to that carpet over there. So
Okay.
closest to the door.
Okay. Well, I'm not usually much of a day drinker, but when I'm in a new town, I do like to grease the wheels just a little bit.
Alright, coming right up. She serves you something akin to, like, it's beer. It's just not great beer.
I have a feeling Desdemona's probably used to drinking not very great beer, so she will just take a decent swig and set it down and just look back up to the barkeep. So as I said, me and the gaggle who just came in are coming through town and looking for anything new that might be going on, or any news that may have gone on recently.
Ah, you're searching for something to do in town. Got it. Well, everything comes at a price, including that beer, so,
Oh, of course, of course.
either you're gonna have to buy a lot more or pay up.
I can respect a woman with a hustle. And
My mom always taught me to be lucrative.
I would say the same. Okay. I was looking through Path Builder and trying to find where the money was. So, just like above table, to be clear, I know in D&D gold, or like a gold piece, is worth a lot more than what it is, at least in Pathfinder 1E. Has that carried over that in Pathfinder 1E, one gold piece is worth, like, significantly less than what it would be considered in D&D? Like, because throwing a gold piece out to a random person is kind of, like, a big deal in D&D. I don't know if that's the
So,
deal
like,
here.
if you had paid for information before, what would be a normal amount that, like, people would expect to be tossed out on the table?
Yeah.
I'd say I have the whole breakdown of like, because we don't actually use gold and silver here. We use dollars, dimes, and pennies, I believe. So a few dimes would probably be good. Although dollars aren't too crazy. It's still like you can buy a candy bar for like a couple pennies.
And so, just to be 100% clear, are these like dollar coins or like actual paper dollars?
Coins currently
Okay.
because it's easier to like lob around and for us to
Fair enough.
visualize instead of
Yeah, it was.
paper that can fly away in the wind.
Yeah, for sure. I only asked because it was gonna change the way that I role play out like sliding money over the counter. So yeah, Desdemona reaches down into one of the numerous pouches in her coat and grabs the one that she keeps her money in and opens it up and just kind of pokes around in until she grabs a $8 coin and puts it down on the table and slides it across. Just because information's never cheap, so might as well. I assume that'll pay for the drink as well.
Oh, well, yes. So, it seems like recently there's been some, what do they say? It's like, it's been a rumor around that there's been, wailing coming from the parts of town in the middle of the night. No one knows exactly where from, but it's always around midnight.
This happening like every night, or just one particular day of the week, or what's the deal?
Every night for the past few days.
Well, that is mighty troublesome. Any more mundane news going around, or is that pretty much the talk of the town?
Well, the Stevensons, their horse just had birthed twins. That's about, you know, some people come go. There's a whole bunch that goes on, but it's all information about towns around here. Heard something crazy
Alright.
happened in that town over called what's that little town called? It's just to the north. Pure Creek? Heard some skeevy stuff happened up there, but not too much information. Just a lot of people weirded out and want to stay away from the town for a little bit.
Fair enough. I believe me and my troop were headed up in that direction, if I was correct. Is there anything we should know before we eventually make our way in that way?
Well, usually people would be coming down from over there down here, but that's kind of stopped recently. The postman said that everyone was kind of hiding away in their homes, so something must have happened.
Well, that is mighty vague, but I suppose it's good to know that there's strange happenings going on up there. We might have to change our route, but
Yeah,
well,
aside from that, not too much. You could always go ask around at other places too, but y'all some traveling circus or something? She says, looking pointedly at all of you, and then
it
she
is.
seems to have a good spirit, like she's not being like super racist about it, but at the same time, like there is some like undertones. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't think that she's being racist, but
Yeah,
you know,
the like
there's no
I
classic.
think she's on the level.
Yeah, she doesn't think she's racist, but like she's definitely a little racist. Well, this is a rather motley crew that I am running with. I will give you that, but we're just following a job together, I believe.
all right, well, I won't press you on that unless you want to share.
No, I
Um,
do appreciate that. Well, I
resizing
think.
Mallory.
Huh?
I was just resizing
Oh,
Mallory
okay.
in case there was clicking. But she goes, yeah, if you ever need anything or you need a room to stay at, we got rooms upstairs. Just let me know. We got good
That
dinner deals here with a room, so.
that is mighty kind of you. And Desdemona tips her hat and grabs up the beer again and stands up from the stool. And, I'm going to quickly reconvene with my gaggle of strange ones. And I may or may not be back to the bar in the next few minutes, but regardless, thank you for the info and for the drink.
It's not a problem.
And Desdemona will get up, give a very small bow, head off towards the rest, assuming that they are in the same vague formation that they are in the map.
How many people are in the saloon right now? You said. I know you said it wasn't crowded, but I didn't get like a number.
There's, I'd say, like 4 people.
Oh,
I
The
was gonna
gristly
say.
old man, over near the door. 2 people sitting together over here. I don't know if you can see my clickies. 2 people sitting together over here, and like maybe another one over here, like another person.
I was gonna say while Desdemona was having their conversation, um, maybe I was walking around and trying to maybe listen in on obviously like trying to be sneaky about it, but try to listen in on some of the other patrons' conversations and see if anything is of interest.
Well, there's only possibility for one conversation is the other 2 are sitting by themselves. So that would be a little difficult. You can roll a stealth to try to like get near them unnoticed and not have them like quiet down.
You said where are they sitting?
Near the turkey.
If that table that's to their left, would I be able to just kind of sit there nonchalant, or is this like a have to wait to get seated kind of thing?
You can sit wherever you want.
All right then. I'll go and get and ask for a glass of water. Uh, and then I'm gonna actually take a seat over there and see if I can hear anything of interest. But obviously, not trying to be too out there.
Uh, you are given a glass of water and you're free to go sit there. Um, but again, you can roll. You can roll a perception and a stealth just to quietly like listen, unless there's a better roll for that. Like, you think there'd be a better roll for being sneaky about listening in? Deverino?
Stealth. Maybe deception, but that one's a little bit more iffy.
Yeah. Okay, so just roll a stealth.
I got a 17. 17 on my stealth.
Not bad.
Alright. You successfully can listen in. I'm just opening the character sheet really quick so I don't have to keep asking you guys. um, so you are able to listen in. It's just mostly idle talk. They're catching up about like what's been going on. They do say something of note though. They talk about they do talk about a little bit of rumors around the town, like, oh, you know, when is so and so gonna get married? Like, when is this gonna happen? Oh, did you hear? But they do talk about someone named Ornell. Ornell is apparently the owner of the general store, and they ask, when do you think Ornell's gonna finally have a kid with that woman? They've been married for quite a bit now. They have been married for...
Like 2 weeks and they still haven't conceived a child.
Just backwoods problems.
Basically. They've been married for years now and they still haven't had a kid? I wonder if one of them's infertile. Must be that woman, I bet. She came from out of town after all. I heard her family was well off and all, but I don't know. All the money in the world can't buy you a lineage. I don't know what I'd do if I were like her. Having kids is obviously the most important thing you can possibly do.
Every player
course.
looks at the camera like they're on The Office.
Yep.
But did you share with everyone the names of Morai's sisters?
Yes.
Okay, you do hear the name Joanna brought up in this conversation.
Joanna. Sorry, I had to.
Like,
There are
in
many
reference to that,
Joannas.
Yeah, as in the wife, because Mariah's family is well off and from out of town.
okay.
Rumors.
I'm not the one listening in, so I'm hesitant. I don't want to ask too many questions because they're not my questions to ask. But you know,
But yeah.
So you said her name was brought up. You said Joanna was brought up in that conversation. Is that the wife that Ornell's married to?
Yes, that is Ornell's wife, who they think is infertile.
Just to stay in character, Thatcher's gonna start thinking about like the other things that they were talking about, and then kind of like snap back to listening about the important information. um, but yeah, did they say anything else besides name of the guy, occupation, his wife, and no babies?
No.
All right. Thatcher's gonna finish up his water and grab a flit and kind of like maybe sit around for like maybe another minute or so, and then have them start talking about something else, and then nonchalantly just get up and leave his glass there with no money because he has no money. Do I have money?
It'll be in your path builder. After you bought items, you should have a little bit of money left over.
Oh, okay, cool. I stole that from my uncle then.
Yeah. You had your own allowance. It was
You had the
large
allowance that you had ferreted under the mattress.
Ha! Yeah, that's probably all I would be able to get. All right, let me see. Well, if I have any money, I will throw down a penny.
Good job.
A pretty penny.
All right.
Who's our president at this time? Just kidding.
Good question. It's
None
the
yet.
Lord.
None your business.
President Bumblebatch.
Yes, it's Cumberbund Bumblepatch.
Oh god, no. I can't do that again. I'm not strong enough.
That
Don't
was
send me back
first,
to the old Tumblr years.
I would say that was my first just knee-jerk name.
Cabbage Patch Brandle Bitch.
Christ.
They voted him because they thought his name was hilarious.
What's the meme?
Anyway.
And they hated Jesus because he was right.
Do Desdemona and Thatcher get back to the group at about the same time?
Yeah, I'd say so. If anything, Thatcher dawdles behind a little bit. By the way, Thatcher, what did you do with Flit? Did you take him with you?
Absolutely. I don't think I would have left him with anything. I sense that he was like a little bit more timid, right? I would imagine he wouldn't like scurry off or make too much of a ruckus, right?
That's where
I
you're
feel like
wrong.
there's two modes for Flit that we're gonna find. Either attached at the hip, scared child, or I've remembered that I am Fae and I'm going to touch everything because you told me not to, and I think it might be shiny and or cool.
Ding, ding, ding. So Flit, sitting at the table, was messing with the lantern. And then once you walked back, he's like, "What does infertile mean?"
His mom's gonna kill us.
Thatcher, like all of the blood drains from Thatcher's face as he says that. Do they notice anything like that, or did these other people notice when he said that?
He didn't say it right next to them, and he kind of said it a little quietly. So luckily, they do not. But he was absolutely listening in, and he's absolutely invested in the lives of Orwell and Joanna. He's like,
I know, so are we.
Hey,
he's like, well, do they adopt here? Like, is it possible that they can adopt a kid?
hey, hold on. Pipe down, pipe down. We'll talk about this when it's a little bit more appropriate, okay? Uh, it's not very nice to be listening on other people's conversations.
Well, it's not very nice to be talking about other people's business.
Please, just pipe down. We'll talk about this later, please.
Flick
This
kind of
kid's a
like,
fucking troublemaker.
this kid, Flip puffs out his cheeks and flies over to Desdemona.
Hey there. Well, she'll kind of just like hold up her hand and like if
He subverts your hand and sits on your hat.
that's where she was planning on placing him anyway.
All you see is two little feet hanging off your hat.
All right. So does it seem like we're taking a seat at this table that I'm booping?
Good as any.
Okay.
Yeah, good a table as any. You're gonna need to pull up 2 chairs. You can pull from this table.
Yeah, I'd just assume that we just need to grab.
Actually, we should probably not be near the bar because this woman is absolutely gonna sell anything she overhears.
That's fair. Do we want to go? Do we want to super overcorrect and go to the far table?
Probably somewhere like away from the door and the bar, so maybe on the top. Was there somebody up
Like-
there?
There or there?
Well, there's somebody gossiping here.
There's
Oh, okay.
no, the table up topest, close to the piano. There is someone sitting there, right
Okay.
where you guys are, and then at the table closest to the door, which is to the left of that, all the way where Davdak just moved to, there is someone there.
Oh
And
boy.
then at the turkey on the table, there's someone there. So on the edges of the tavern there, or tavern at the saloon, there's everyone at the edges.
Then I think the middle would be
Dead
safest.
There you go.
And then drag over some chairs and we're good.
So, as far as the bartender told me, news of Pure Creek and the happenings, not particularly specific news, but news has come here. And the only other real significant information I was able to find is that there is some wailing coming from somewhere in the town in the middle of the night, or in the middle of the night every day for the last couple of days. Uh,
Some wailing.
yeah.
Like just standard crying? Or are you talking more like a, I don't know, ghostly thing?
I believe she said it sounded like a woman screaming. Gray, is that accurate to what she said?
No, a woman wailing, so more like
Okay.
crying, like the very
Okay.
loud crying.
Okay. So sounded like a woman crying real enthusiastically.
But they don't know where from.
No, they do not. It is apparently just from somewhere in town. Whether or not that means that the sound is moving around and isn't getting pinned down yet, or if they just haven't cared to really look, I do not know.
Hmm.
To be fair, it just started a couple of nights ago.
Yeah.
Couple nights ago, so that would have been around
Yeah.
the time that we all witnessed, right?
That feels about right, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that was her. I mean, they did take her kids.
He's certainly got things to be mournful about. Thatcher, you headed off to that corner table. Were you listening in on those folks? Hearing them?
Yeah, no, I was waiting for you guys to finish up. Thatcher's gonna first off by saying some of like the other gossip around the town, like completely off topic, and then he's gonna go, "Oh, but I did I was kind of listening on them two over there, and they had said something about a Joanne, and you know there are many. There could be anybody with the name Joanne, but that just caught my ear. He said, I'm sorry, Joanna, and
You could see Desdemona, like, you could see it on her face that she was about to ask if it was a Joanne or a Joanna.
my bad, Joanna. Uh, and he goes, they said that she was from out of town. They haven't had a child, and they've been married. She's been married to this uh, what was it, shopkeep? I believe that's what they said. Gentleman goes by the name of Ornell. I think that's worth checking out, don't you think?
Would agree.
Absolutely.
Mysterious wailing coinciding with the disappearance of our, uh, you know, uh, that could show up in a town where someone related to her could be. That
Funnily
feels.
enough, though, like, Mal is watching Thatcher, and just like there's like the slightest little tiny bit of a sly smile as Desmond is speaking. And then quietly, you remind me of Polly.
My aunt? He like totally like doesn't even think about so
Apparently being a
like
gossip might run in the family.
that yeah, that makes sense. I hope that's a good thing.
Was useful for us. They shrug and seem more entertained that you're not sure what that answer is supposed to mean.
Thatcher's just gonna go, oh, right. Um, so what do you think is maybe we should go check out this Ornell person, right?
Yeah, I mean, I believe the plan was to restock for those who wanted to, so General Store would probably be the place that we'd hit up next anyway. Seems like it wouldn't hurt to strike up a bit of conversation while we're there.
Not at all.
Oh, before I forget, Thatcher's gonna look over to Flit, and he's gonna go. All right, now we're gonna go talk to this here gentleman. But don't be mentioning nothing about being infertile or nothing like that, please. Well, now you you're asking about being infertile. Does anybody else wanna maybe try to explain this? Cause I know that I'm gonna butcher it.
Uh,
Mal's
um,
eyebrows are vanished beneath their hairline. Just gone.
Is that really something we should be discussing with a child?
I mean, it's just biology.
It just means that you cannot have children.
Not too complicated. It just makes folks sad on occasion.
Thatcher's gonna look to Flit and see if that answer was good enough for him, cause he was asking.
Hmm. Um. Yeah, I guess. I never really knew what it meant, anyways. But why don't they just, you know, adopt or something? Isn't that a thing? I don't know about the whole infertile thing, but if they can't have kids, then, um, could we, you know, um, I don't know many kids, but there are some orphans where I come from.
Some people do adopt, but
Others are
most
rather. Oh, sorry.
people, at least in some nations, are more interested in continuing on their bloodlines, their family names. And to some people, adoption does not fit into that.
Yeah, it might be a little touchy of a subject, so don't be going to mention that to nobody, all right? Please. And sometimes it's a painful thing to even discuss.
Which means they shouldn't
I
have
got
been
it.
talking about it, but not all people are polite.
Alrighty. Drafted up a quick map. We're ready to go. So you guys, he simply goes and he furrows his brow and he's like, humans are very secretive.
They are indeed. Oh, one last thing before we go. The barkeep did say that she would uh we could come get rooms here. She'd accept us. So
That makes it a lot easier.
yeah.
So much hospitality in this town. I can't believe it.
In all honesty, the fact that we were able to walk right into here and find somewhere on our first try where we'd be able to sleep makes this one of the better towns I've walked into. So,
You most certainly couldn't do this at Beer Creek, I could tell you that.
all right, well, onward to the general store then.
Works for me.
Ready when you are.
Alrighty.
So you guys are welcome to head out and I'll slap you back into the town. There, that'll be the party token. Everyone should be able to move it. It was kind of
Can I have the name written down of the general store owner?
or
His name was Ornell.
Ornell. Yes, I was like Orwell or Ornell. Or
Yeah,
no.
I like my notes to be right, and sometimes names are spelled weird.
Yes, Ornell.
Thank
They did
I
not
was right
mention
to
the last
assume
name.
a double L.
Me too, surprisingly.
All right. I will say Desmoni got a little bit more information about some of the things around. There is a bank. There's another saloon, um, which is more of a bar than this place. There's a restaurant, a smithy, a post office, and a clothing store, a women's clothing store, and just a couple other like little stores. There is a like not a hospital, but like little doctor's office, um, and just a couple
Oh,
other
so
like
barber.
yeah, a barber. Yeah, they're just this is a well equipped town.
Would with that information, would Desdemona know in which direction to head for the general store, or will we just have to kind of figure that out? Because I mean,
The
it's like
general
2 buildings down, so.
Yeah, it's like 2 buildings down. They've got big old signs on everything.
Okay.
It's not hard to see.
Okay. So, unless interrupted, I imagine we just head in that direction.
One thing of note, you do notice that the smith is an orc, because he's
Ah.
right across the way. He's working outside.
Is he the image of a orc blacksmith that I have in my head?
I don't know, because I have no imagination, so probably.
Fair enough. I imagine very large, very ripped, and probably shirtless.
He's got one of them
Why
images
would you
on.
smith without a shirt on? Ow.
Because it's hot.
It doesn't matter, you're going to burn. Wear an apron. Wear proper safety.
Yeah, he
This
is
is your
wearing an
daily
apron.
reminder to wear your proper PPE if your job requires it. We'll find you. And silicosis will kill you.
I don't know what silicosis is, but that's very threatening.
If you breathe in a bunch of particulates that are like dust or ceramic or stuff like that, over time it will collect in your lungs and turn your lungs to rock, and you will die a very slow death hospitalized. Wear masks if you are around dusts.
Oh no. I guess I'm gonna die.
Shut up.
Like dust in the wind.
Anyways. Oh god, she fell like a dummy. She fell into her water bowl. Splashed water everywhere. Or my lizard is trying to escape.
Goose.
Goose is trying to escape. She like fell on her butt and bounced, and now she's looking at me like she's angry at me.
Yeah, because you witnessed it.
He's embellished.
And the wailing was at midnight, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I made the mistake of thinking witching hour when it was first said, and that's 3 o'clock, and then I couldn't remember if it was actually midnight or actually 3.
Got it. So I'm trying to find the store that I just got. This time it was free. Anyways, I have one already made, but I was hoping for a better.
Ooh.
There we go. We got a proper grid. It's off though. Never mind. Grid opacity turned down. This is a roll 20 grid, while these ones are like true to size. The map's grid is a roll 20 grid, which is off by a little. Anywho, you guys walk on in. There's not really that much music because I couldn't find one that I liked. It's not that creepy. But there is a man that stands behind the counter in the corner, and he welcomes you when you come in. He goes, "Hi, welcome. How can I help y'all? Looking for anything in particular?"
I wouldn't say anything in particular. Unless you sell spices, I'd be interested in some spices. And Desdemona just kind of starts walking up through the middle of the store in the direction of the far counter.
Well, actually, I can help you. Check over there in the corner. We got some foods, but also some spices.
That is he. I'm guessing he points. Is that up to the top left or which
Yeah,
corner?
top
Okay.
left. With all the other.
Desdemona will just kind of go up and start poking around and like acting normal for the time being.
Got it. Oh, that noise freaked me out. I was like, I looked around the corner. The little puffing scared the fuck out of me. I don't like that.
And while I doubt it would be so obvious, upon entering, can I see anything that would clue into like occult stuff, even if it's just more like subtly some herbs over there or some, special chalks or anything over there, that kind of stuff.
Nothing in the store. Um, do know that the one thing about this is that there is a second story. Instead of those barrels there is instead of these barrels right here, there's a staircase. Devin.
What's up?
I like how you're moving your
Just
avatar.
wiggle your way around.
Is it
It's
less
better than
efficient
how
to
I
move
was
around?
moving. I don't know if you guys could see it at the bar, but my thing got stuck because my push to talk, I guess, was part of a keybind, and
Oh.
I got both stuck on my character and could not move them, and also was violently moving them all around, and then pinged the same place like 20 times, trying to desperately
Fun.
free myself.
I did see the ping.
That's funny.
Yeah, you guys missed the war that happened. I won, but at a great personal cost to my pride.
I love that. I'm so sorry.
Is there any like pre-prepared stuff like rations, so to speak?
For anyone who doesn't know how to bring your token onto the screen, you go to the right side where it says tokens. You click on that, you grab yourself, and you throw your butt on there.
Yeah, I figured that out by accident.
Yeah, you can also drag other people on there. I think. It used to be that way.
I believe I can. I can.
What's over here? What's this?
Those are dishes, like, for your house.
Oh, they're actually dishes. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing that's different is probably these bottles over here. There's probably only a small section for bottles, and these
And they're not
vases.
potions.
Yeah, there's probably only a small section for bottles, and there's just other like random goods, like question mark brain no figure out what random goods are. But if you want it, it's probably over on the left side of the store, unless you want some dishes and some like cooking pots.
Are things labeled with prices, or are they just out and about and you have to ask for the price?
They're labeled with prices. Like those
Okay.
boxes of foodstuffs, they have prices on the box.
Okay. Um, Desdemona's
And
just gonna kind of do a glance over, looking for any spices, and if they are not outrageously expensive, she'll grab a little vial of spices.
any spice in particular you're looking for?
Not really. Just any spices that are there.
You see salt, lots of salt. Um, but aside from that, there's like some. What do they use for pickling? They use like dill and other things.
Dill
And
and
so
garlic.
yeah, so there's that stuff. Uh, Dill, garlic. There's like onions in case you count that as a spice. It's delicious. Um, but yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that's kind of easier to access in an area like the South. Um, you're not going to find stuff like curry powder or anything like that. Although there are not anything like that for a reasonable price, I should say.
Oh.
While there are certain spices that are available, they're probably not as reasonably priced.
Desdemona will grab a bit of dill, like a clove of garlic, unless it's in like a powdered form. Um, like one like or not like a clove. I guess I think the term would be a head of garlic, like
A bulb.
the little like a bulb. Yeah. And then like a small container of salt, and that is of all, of course, unless they are like very very pricey.
No,
Um,
those things are pretty. The ones that I mentioned in like by name are
okay.
reasonably priced. It's the other ones that are more expensive.
And she will take those and mosey her way over to the desk.
So you said
Um,
garlic, salt, and dill?
Dill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, he smiles upon seeing that, and he goes, "Oh, I see. Uh, a person of taste. Um, well, I'll have you know that that garlic is grown, homegrown. My wife grows it.
Oh,
And,
really?
yeah, and the most of the stuff that we have here is homegrown, except for them fancy spices. Those are we have to, bring those in from outside of town. Uh, but yeah, my wife, she's got a green thumb. He smiles. He seems to be very happy.
Well, that is. I. It's always happy to support uh, local business and uh, local. I guess farms wouldn't be the right word. Local gardens. There we are. Um, and she'll just kind of set them down on the counter and start to pull out her coin purse. This is a bit of a heel turn, but carry ammunition like for firearms.
Um, yes, where all those pickaxes and shovels would be, that's like weapon stuff.
All right.
He doesn't have any guns, but he does have some like common ammunitions and other things like that. He has a couple like um, general use knives. Like I said, no guns in particular, but you can buy ammo from here. Yeah.
All right. Then Desdemona will probably go over and just like uh pick up like whatever the standard like single set of ammo, if it's like a little box of like 10 or 20, we'll just pick up that in the corresponding caliber for the little like coat pistol that she has. and bring that over and set it down with the rest of her goods, and kind of lean over the counter a little bit. So you said your wife there was the one who grew that garlic and that dill?
Yeah, she's got quite a green thumb. She grows flowers as well.
Huh. Anything like of the medicinal type? I know there are some flowers that people mix up into tonics. Not of anything magical, of course. I wouldn't dare, but the more scientific types.
No, just some pretty stuff,
Nothing wrong with a little
She
flora.
loves, she loves the way that some flowers look. She, she always tells me to be careful around them, though. Some of them are not quite healthy, but they sure are pretty.
Yes, as far as I'm aware, there are quite a few flowers that are definitely not good to be eaten. Not that you'd just be randomly eating bits of flowers off your wife's garden, but did you mention her name? Did I catch her? Did I catch your name, sir? I'm so sorry.
Oh, my name's Ornell. Ornell Monroe. Um, my wife's Joanna.
Ah, it is nice to meet you. And Desdemona will put her hand out to shake. My name is Desdemona A. Grant.
Nice to meet you. You gonna be around town? And also,
Uh,
pardon me for asking, but I never knew you're kind of really be fond of guns. Do you use one?
there on occasion, usually just for hunting, and she will very in a way that's obviously not like pulling the gun on him. She will like open up, like pull the flap of her coat out, and very like carefully pull out the very small coat pistol she has, and like kind of set it down and goes, "I'm really not particularly fond of it, but it's good for hunting. It's easy enough that I can carry it around while I travel. It's nothing too nothing too flashy, but uh, it's good to have on hand." And uh, she,
He, for a moment, looks at it and he goes, "May I? I'll
oh
take a look at it, see if you need any gun oil or anything."
yes, of course, I would very much appreciate it. I'm not particularly well versed on the upkeep. I just use it when I need to.
All right. He takes it. He messes around with it a bit. Takes a look at it. He pops the any bullets out. he unloads it, and then he gives it a good look over. And he goes, um, "There's a little bit of tuning up you can do to make it, last longer. If you wouldn't mind buying the supplies, I could help you get that done."
About how much would that run me?
Um, I'd say about a dime for everything you'd need.
Oh, certainly. And could you make change? Currently, I'm only carrying relatively large uh, coinage,
I got it. Easy enough.
and
And if you
she
ever
will
need
just
that and
pull
I'm
out.
not available, you can always just go to the bank too.
Of course, that is good to know. And she'll just pull out a dollar coin and set that down. And uh, I'm assuming that $1 coin, um, or would that cover the supplies for that and the spices, or would
Yeah.
that be
Yeah.
more? Okay,
So he
and
he
then
breaks it, and he that would probably cost you a dime. That would probably cost you about 15 cents, 5 cents um, for the spices, especially since they're homegrown. Um, and then, like I said, a dime for gun the gun cleaning kit, quote unquote. It's sold separately, but as a kit, it's fine. And he goes and he takes that, so he'll give you 85 cents back.
okay.
Mostly in the denomination of dimes, just because they're easier to carry. But he gives you, like, out of that 85 cents, he gives you 15 in pennies.
Okay.
So you have 15 in pennies and 70 in dimes. So you have 7 dimes and 15 pennies.
All
He
right.
goes, this is a good breakup, I think.
Yeah, that will certainly work. It'll be nice to have some some smaller denominations to be paying with, to be paying for things with.
Understood. If you'll give me a moment, I can go get this. I can get this done. Y'all can keep looking around at whatever you need. My wife should be back soon.
Oh, will she be coming through the store? Could I get the chance to meet her? I always love to meet who I'm getting my spices from.
Oh, of course. She's quite the friendly woman.
Well, that is certainly good to hear.
He just he gives a large smile and gets to work on your gun. What are the rest of you doing looking around?
Kind of looking over the food. Is there any particular like rations or like dried meats and stuff?
Oh, right, yes. There are dried meats. There are other things to do, like simple meals. There are plenty of potatoes, plenty of other things like that. As for like set up rations, you can. It's kind of like a make your own sort of thing. Like there are there's some hardtack. There's some dried meats. There's yeah, that's mostly it. Hardtack and dried meats if you wanted to keep it good for a while.
And they're usually 4 silver for a week, so would it be 4 dimes here?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll probably like kind of build up 2 bins for like 2 weeks worth.
Okie dokie. I'm glad
You
you're enjoying
moving the
what's going on.
token mixed with how tiny the token is so funny.
Kind of just scampers past you real quick and sets them on. If I could purchase these, that'd be great, actually.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you need change or you got exact change?
I got. I'll have a buck. Kind of drops the buck on the counter.
He chuckles and he breaks it for you in a similar way that he did for Desdemona, giving you a bit of pennies and some dimes, so you won't have to continuously break your cash your coins.
All right, so that would probably be probably a dime and 10 pennies.
Yeah.
New party challenge. Everybody convert all of their money to pennies, and then we put it in a sack and use that as a weapon. Just start
Hell
spin
yeah,
topping towards
penny
people with
sock.
that. Yeah.
I can't wait for us to get a tenner. Or whatever
I'm gonna say
platinum would
that
be in
all
this.
of all of Thatcher, all of Thatcher's. I don't think he has any dollar coins. I think all of it's just broken up between dimes and pennies, and mostly pennies.
That's what we're doing. Mal is enjoying the fact that they're not having to ask all the questions. This is fucking fascinating. Someone has IQ points. Desdemona has risen on an invisible reputation scale.
Hooray!
Thatcher has his own.
Yo,
The child's not stealing, is he?
Oh no.
No, he's like flitting around looking at everything.
Okay.
You
To be
do
fair.
see him reach a hand towards the carrots. He picks up one, and it looks like he's about to take a bite of it.
Flit,
Uh-huh.
are you hungry?
Not really. I've never tried one of these before.
has carrot allergy.
Oh no.
They look over to Ornell. How much for a single carrot?
Oh, that'll be, just a penny's good. I usually sell them at 2 or 3 for a penny, but yeah, a penny's good. Convenience fee for buying a single one. He just kind of laughs.
They look incredibly unimpressed. They don't find it very funny, but they do turn back to Flit. If you want things, they cost money. If they're somebody else's. I'll pay for this one.
Flit flies over to Desdemona. He goes, "So this is worth money?"
Yes, it is. Most things in here, I assume, are.
He wants your hat for a carrot now. Can I have your hat for a carrot?
Ah, my hat is worth
Worth
much
money.
more than a carrot. Worth money, perhaps, yes, but
Carrots
Child does
aren't
not
money.
understand.
They
But
set down a single penny.
but they're worth money.
Yes.
they are, but some things are worth more money.
This baffles him.
And this hat, and she flicks the brim, is priceless.
So, it's not worth anything?
Yes, essentially.
Technically, yes.
I would rather say it's worth more than anything.
A carrot is fairly easy to grow, and you generally grow a lot of them all at once. That means you have a lot, and they don't last for very long, so they're fairly cheap. But it takes a long time to make one of those tools, and it takes materials most people can't get. So they're more expensive. They last a lot longer, though. And some things matter so much to people that they won't accept a price, or it's worth much more than most people would pay.
Uh-huh. Okay.
When in doubt, just ask. Try to find out if they're lying to you or not, though.
He loses interest in the conversation now and flies away.
Mm-hmm. That's how you stop it. You just bore the shit out of them, and then they stop asking questions because they don't want to hear your boring ass answers. I will explain economics to this child so they don't steal carrots
The
or
child
or
takes a
play
bite
the
of
Y game.
the
Teaching
child takes a
lessons.
bite of the end of the carrot and makes the stinkiest face. It it had pretty color, not pretty taste.
I also probably didn't, clean or skin it. He certainly didn't cook it. So yeah, nah.
He makes the stinkiest of faces. Chew, 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 hard swallow. And like looks back at the shopkeep and he goes, He flies over to Thatcher. And he says, "Can you hold this for me?"
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Thanks. And then he flies away.
Push over.
To be fair, the
Thatcher
carrot's
will
as big
also,
as he is.
Thatcher will also take a bite of the carrot and make the same stinky face.
Don't you want to grow up big and strong, Thatcher?
I guess. Um, Thatcher's gonna be looking over. There's rope in this here general store, right?
Yep, like I said, most of the things that you will be looking for that you do not see on the map will be found on the left side in the potion bottles slash vase area or pot area.
Alrighty. Thatcher is gonna buy at least what would you call it? Thing of rope, 50 feet of rope, or whatever size they use in Pathfinder.
Alrighty.
This is a pretty nice
It
rug
is.
you got here. Did you end up hunting yourself?
No, we bring it in. It ties the entire store together, if I do say so myself.
This is a very nice piece.
It feels almost a shame that people walk on it, doesn't it? Keeps the floor warm, though. Nice when it's in the winter.
Hmm. Do you have an idea of what this might be?
The pelt?
Yeah.
It's just your standard bear. See, back where you're from, if it were double its size, it would be a dire bear.
Concern.
But it's not double the size, so it's not a dire bear.
Fair.
By the way, the 50 feet of rope will cost you 5 pennies.
Thatcher fumbles through his bag, pulls out 5 pennies. One of them still has like a couch lint or something of that sort on it. He puts it on the counter. Yeah, there you go. The lint's free.
The shop Ornell laughs. He's like, nice. I will make sure to treasure it. Thank you.
I imagine it's like a hearty dad laugh. Like
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though he's not a dad.
hearty dad laugh. Yeah, exactly.
Are there any like tea sets and tea in the shop?
There's probably not tea available in this shop, but there is a pot that you can boil water in, like not a teapot per se, but like a kettle, like for
And
boiling
yeah,
water.
just anything like that. And a cup.
Yeah, there's plenty of travel cups.
How much would those cost?
Give me 1 second. The cup is a penny, and it's a mug, and we'll say the kettle. Let me see if I can find the price for a pot or something. We'll just say the pot's like, or the kettle is like 3 pennies. So, or no, 4. We'll say 4 because that's a difficult design. So in total, 5 pennies.
Hazel is gonna awkwardly shuffle up with a dime.
Wow, y'all are keeping me in business, it seems. You all are welcome to come back anytime, he says as he makes change for you.
And then they're gonna ask if he knows where to get any tea.
Teas are a little hard to come by. There's some traders that come by in town sometimes when the train stops by. I think one of them's due either tomorrow or the next. If you want, I can talk to them and keep an eye out for anything when they stop by.
Depends how long we'll be in town. I've already heard there's some rather unfetching rumors.
Oh, like what?
Between vague information on another town further down the line and something about women wailing in the night.
Huh. Haven't heard anything of the sort.
Whatever talks at the inn as of late. Also not sure how much work there is in town.
Understand. Well, if y'all ever want to volunteer around here, you're more than welcome to. Can't offer much, but, some goods can be on the house. Just some tidying up, straightening up things, you know what I mean? He says, looking at the Thatcher, who's, like, the youngest. Aside from Flit. And then he looks over at Flit, he goes, that little one, if he wants to work for Carrots, can clean up some of the spiderwebs in the corners. Although I'd be afraid of him getting caught in them. He just kind of chuckles. And he opens his mouth to say something, and the door opens, and you see a very pretty woman in her 30s walk in. He goes and he says, "Oh, looky here. We were just talking about you, honey." And she goes and she says, "Oh, and who might y'all be?"
An eclectic bunch passing through town.
Well, I can kind of tell, but if y'all are sticking around and my husband's smiling like that, y'all must be pretty nice.
Well, we've just made him some money, especially purchasing some of your spices. They kind of gesture over at Desdemona. Assuming that you are the Mrs. Monroe.
Yes, I am. Name's Joanna. Nice to meet you. She says as she walks over and behind the counter. She seems to have a basket over her arm with just some various veggies in there, and what looks to be like a packed up, like some packed up food. It smells rather nice.
And so importantly, she doesn't seem to be able to see the children hanging off of us.
To your knowledge, no.
Sweats.
But yes, and Desdemona just holds up, unless she was given a bag. I'm assuming she's just still holding the, like, bulb of garlic and the salt and everything. I bought some of the spices and herbs that your dear husband here has informed us you are the uh, gardener of.
Well, it's nothing that impressive. It's not too hard to grow a little bit of greens here and there.
Well, I mean, you'd be surprised. Certainly not every town that I come through that I find uh, fresh uh, spices and herbs and whatnot.
Well, you gotta do what you can. Uh, the more I started it as a little bit of a hobby, but once I started putting some in the store, some people came to grow a liking to it.
Um, just like as the conversation continues, obviously this is probably like a shot in the dark, but is there any like indication or sign that Desdemona might recognize on her, like of like witchcraft? Is there like any kind of like telltale marks that she might have on her hands that might come about from witchcraft, or like anything like that noticeable on her at all?
No, like I said, she's a fair looking woman. If you want to roll a perception, you can. Um, but at first glance, without a roll, she looks very normal. Just shopkeep's wife, dainty hands. She doesn't work very much and wants for nothing.
I rolled and it was not not enough.
What was the roll type?
I'm typing it up now. It was a total of 7
No, I was asking to check with her.
for perception, to check out or to figure out if I see or if Desdemona sees any signs of witchcraft that might only be noticeable to somebody who's somewhat familiar with such. But it was a total of 7, so I saw nothing.
I had one that was similar, but in a different vein. While she's like conversing with everybody, is there ever seem like a hint, like she glances to one of the children on our shoulders?
Roll me a perception.
Not a bad roll. What was my perception? Drop my phone. Sorry, 1 second.
No, no, we fell. If we were on your phone.
Oh no, my sheet is. not bad. For a total of 21.
You see that she, while talking to you, she doesn't necessarily seem to look at your shoulders, but she will move around looking at each of you, and her smile seems just ever so slightly forced.
Hmm.
Mal, you notice the same thing. Her smile seems a little forced.
Gotta love that expert start on perception, huh?
Cheers.
Here, here.
Well, it is certainly wonderful meeting the woman who grew these herbs that I will be using, but as you may have guessed, this lot here is a bit new to town. We're just kind of looking for any news. Uh, back at the saloon, we had heard of something going on up in Pure Creek, which is our current, not necessarily our destination, but the direction we're headed. Uh, there was some vague goings on that were suggested.
At the mention of Pure Creek, Mal and Dabdak notice she doesn't flinch, but she winces ever so slightly. It's mostly in the eyes, like she kind of like
Little,
involuntarily twitches.
Its little micro expression around the eyes.
Yeah. And she goes, "Oh, interesting. Uh, maybe I should put out some feelers, see what's going on. It would be good to give that information and pass it on."
As someone who didn't notice that she's freaking out slightly, can I roll to see if she's lying?
Yeah.
What would that be?
I believe that would also be
Perception, or it could be a deception if you have like the lie to me talent or skill.
yeah.
Oh, I do not. That is a 22. 20, 24. I think I could do math. Yeah, 24. I think.
She's not lying, but she is hiding something. She knows more than she's letting on.
But yes, it is certainly we're looking to figure out exactly what's going on, just because hearing that there is strange going on. And if we're heading in that direction, we want to know if there's any detours we should be taking to avoid anything like that, you know.
Oh, from what I heard, Pure Creek is pretty Puritan. Maybe people of your, I'd hate to say it this way, but people of your kind should really be careful heading up that way.
Catch your meaning. The
Not
warning
every
is,
place is as welcoming as this town.
of course, the warning is very much appreciated.
Believe me, we're not strangers to that kind of a thing.
If we were to avoid the railroad cutting through places on Pure Creek, Any suggestions? I'm afraid we don't know the lay of the land very well.
Well, um, Ratplast, just going up north that way, there's not too many towns. If you wanted to, you could go to the west where Bole is. That's a nice place right on the river there. It's got a whole lot of trade and commerce. It's just like this. I would stick to taking the train places. There's some Bole. If you don't have enough money for the train, you can just keep heading west. But if you do take the train, there are some trade hubs along the way. You can really tell what are the good places to go by taking the other train, as some people call it. It's a train ran by she leans in like magic from the other world. You know, it's pretty fancy, but it doesn't stop in every town. It stops in this town though, every once in a while.
My goodness. Is this something that any of us would have heard of before?
If you're familiar with traveling around, you have heard of the magic train. It's
Okay.
like there's a specific train that goes around the Skoasa, but again, it doesn't stop in places like Pure Creek for sake of safety of the passengers. Sometimes it is hard to find a town that has it, and it's more expensive than your average train.
That is quite interesting. In my travels, I've heard of such a thing, but I don't think I've ever actually managed to come through a town that had it stop through regularly.
Well, lucky for you, there's one here.
Well, once again, I very much appreciate the warning and the additional information and direction. And Desdemona will just kind of like stand up from her leaning position on the counter and turn around to just kind of look in the direction of the man and see if he seems done cleaning up her gun.
Yeah, he had set it on the counter. He was just waiting for you guys to
Okay.
finish your conversation. He goes, "Yep, that should do it. Should last you pretty well, and should be as accurate as ever."
Thank you very much. And she will pick it back up and scoop up uh, the ammunition that had been emptied out of it and just drop it uh, into her pouch of bullets and then holster the gun.
Awesome.
Well, um, and looking to the others, uh, thinking we're going to be sticking around, or are we headed off?
Perhaps we should stay long enough to figure out what exactly is happening and if we need to change our travel plans.
All right, that makes sense.
We might as well
Although,
go ahead and get rooms at the inn.
Well, if you need any information, you can always send a letter through the post office to the town hall, that place, and see if you can get any information that way.
Suppose it depends. Places like that are often rather tight-lipped.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we'll get out of y'all's hair for the moment.
Honey, I'm gonna head upstairs. You can see these folks out as she turns and walks up the stairs. He smiles. He just kind of like he has the love struck like look on his face, you know, the lowered eyelids and the like droopy smile of like, okay. He just kind of smiles and he goes like, yeah, of course. Is there any last things y'all need before y'all head out?
I believe I'm set. I cannot speak for my uh, friends here.
I'm good to go. All settled.
You see the whole time that this was happening, that Thatcher was kind of just like not really interacting. He was trying to more like not be around just in case if maybe she recognized anything from Pure Creek on him. He was just kind of keeping himself out of the conversation.
She left years ago, so I think he would have been like itty bitty child, unless she's visited on the reg.
I don't know if you guys remember, but on the back of my boots, they are branded with the Montgomery last name, which is
Ah.
definitely a Pure Creek thing. So, yeah, he was standing away from her.
Hides boots. Throws
I,
boots across the
I
room.
was gonna say absolutely takes off boots and chucks them.
Das Boot.
Just
We'll
out the
just sand that down
window.
for you, buddy.
Tries to hide, makes self more obvious.
Yeah, that seems pretty much Thatcher's theme.
Yeah. But yeah, so you guys are free to head out.
Right back.
Yeah. We can take a quick break. Y'all can go use the restroom, do whatever you need, and we will reconvene in a few minutes.
Alrighty then.
We'll give her a tenner, and if everyone's not back by then, we'll see.
Fair enough.
Hiya! Not
The chat probably didn't hear us talk about it's Corbin time.
they did not.
They probably did now.
in time.
What? No, no, dang it.
Oh no.
Oh, shootles.
A chat be poppin'.
Pop frog.
Yeah, you can see it on this stream if you don't have 7TV.
Seven TV sounds like a little excessive.
Yeah, I agree, but whatever.
Also sounds like the name of an indie band.
Valid. So, getting back to it, you guys leave the general store. What do y'all get into?
I think once they're safely, like, away from the store, Des will just kind of lean in to the center of the group and go, I couldn't really get a good handle on her. Did you, any you pick up anything?
She's definitely hiding something.
She tensed when we mentioned Pure Creek.
She also seemed like she knew more than she was letting on when Pure Creek was mentioned.
Most likely her sister's already contacted her.
Well, that means we're...
That most likely Laura is somewhere nearby. Or has been recently.
Or even upstairs.
Well, seems like we're in the right place then. I imagine we're still walking in one direction or another as we're talking, but...
I would assume you guys are walking towards the Inn Tavern Saloon.
So, what exactly do we think the plan is now?
I would like to confirm what the wailing is at night. Before we try speaking with any of the sisters.
That makes sense.
If it's unrelated, good. Nothing to worry about. If it is related, it might lead us into conflict anyway.
Oh, well. I suppose for that we just wait for nightfall.
It will be late. So, besides getting any more information, if anybody has something else they'd like to do in town, we'll need the rest.
Okay, so you guys head to the saloon, and I'll drop you guys back in there.
And we're resting so we can be awake for the evening, yeah?
Unless other people have information they would like to gather, and like other things they'd like to check out around town, yeah.
For the time being, I think Desdemona's probably good. I mean, the info we've gotten has pretty much pointed us where we want to go, I think. So, she doesn't want to poke around too much further and arise any kind of suspicion, so she's probably just going to chill out.
Now that some time has passed, there seems to be a little bit more people here. Some more people eating. Gruffman is looking a little bit woozy in the corner. But he has not given up his table.
I'm sure as far as he's concerned, that's his property.
Sorry, I was eating Hot Pocket, and did we say we were gonna like try to stake out by Ornell's house or his shop or anything to keep eye on him, or are we all just back at the tavern?
Essentially, I think what the current plan is that unless anybody else wants to go out and do anything in town, be that searching for information or just like poking around, we're just gonna chill out until nightfall and see if we can track down exactly where the wailing is coming from. And if it leads us back to the shop, it leads us back to the shop. Or otherwise, if it's not connected, then it's whatever. But
Oh, okay. Yeah. Although Thatcher might be like worldly naive, he does pretty good. So I think he'd wait up with you guys.
Alright, so I'm assuming you guys purchase your room.
Yes.
yep, I would imagine.
How expensive are these rooms? Would you say?
Give me 1 second. I'm checking lodging really quick. Are you guys going to get a room, beds for one, or like a two bedroom? Basically, per bed is a dime a day.
Okay. And would like, is it the kind of thing where there are rooms of most like bed numbers, or is it like we'd have to get, if we were to put like 2 people to a room, we would have to get like multiple rooms or whatever?
If you want private rooms, that's going to be more expensive. This is
Okay.
like, just take whatever bed you can get, and it's only 10 pennies. If you want a private room to yourself, that'll be more expensive.
All right. Do we want a private room? Just because, we could be discussing stuff that would possibly be frowned upon.
It's also quite possible that if you guys all ask for the same room, you guys could probably fill up the beds there.
Okay.
This lady seems pretty chill, so you can discuss the options with her.
Okay.
The best bet is to just, get a, just all go in for one of the mass rooms. Just make sure it's all us.
Alrighty then.
So the mass room has 6 beds, with that leaves 1 extra bed unless you're buying a bed for Flit.
No, we're gonna
And-
make the kids sleep outside.
And, I mean, the player may not be here right now, but we do still have Crack with us, right?
Yes, that's for a total of
So-
6 people.
Yeah, so...
Oh wait, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we have 6 players. Yeah, you're right. Flit can sleep with Thatcher.
I was gonna say, yeah, or Dak, they can like share a bed since they're smaller.
Because you're short.
Are you implying something?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
More.
Do you think he gets a good deal if he flies economy?
I'll just go into the luggage bin. It'll be fine. I'm under 60 pounds.
Just crawl up into the space in the ceiling.
I'm a carry-on, bitch. Carry me.
Alright, well, so... how much were we each paying for the room, or are we having one person pay for the room, or what's the deal?
It's 1 dime per bed. So you
Okay.
got 6 people, you can each pay or do what you need.
Whew, I should drop a dime.
Desdemona will kind of glance over to Hazel as this is all going on. You have money? I don't mind paying for you if you don't, but...
You have a
Hazel,
little bit of money.
yeah, Hazel pulls out like $2 and was like, "This is what I got."
Fair. I'll
Hey,
just spot
that's
you so
still
you
a
don't have
lot
to...
of money.
Yeah, that's still a decent amount of money, but I'll spot you for this. You don't have to break up what you got.
Well, I have some silver. I just don't have a lot of money compared to what I thought I had.
Okay. I mean, regardless, Desmond just kind of like does that that and kind of waves her hands a little bit, like I got it.
Thatcher's trying to decide between 10 pennies or 1 dime. Yes, but he's trying to decide if he wants to part ways with more or because he has very few dimes but a lot of pennies. So this is actually like an issue for him personally. Remember, this is all like couch change that he's collected over the years.
I'm just imagining all of us kind of watching Thatcher as he's like floundering over pennies or dimes, like
I
you got
imagine
it, buddy.
Yeah, I imagine he drops a couple and he's like, "Oh, shoot," and he like like scurries to pick him up.
Well, I imagine eventually we all end up in one of the rooms. in the interim, because I mean, if we've got to wait until like midnight-ish, or maybe like 11 o'clock to get out and going to like kind of poke around, we've got like 11 hours if it's noon by now.
You can go see the sights of the town if you want. There's a restaurant if you guys want a good dinner.
We could always go get good food.
That sounds expensive.
So, treat yourself. Mr.
Treat myself into
Hardtack and
poverty.
jerky. You got that good hardtack and that good jerky.
True.
Anywho, yeah. So you guys can either talk, figure out a plan, do whatever you need, but otherwise the day will continue to pass.
Regardless of what actually ends up happening, the whatever time spent hanging around in the room in the saloon, Desdemona's going to pull out the bit of charred wood from the house and continue her carving on it.
Okie dokie. Just making it a nice, like, clean sliver.
Yeah, like not just whittling it until it's nothing. It's gonna be like it's being turned slowly into a wand of amorphous shape. That'll be decided once it's done.
Understandable. That's a morbid fucking wand.
Yep, that's why she grabbed it.
Got it. Okay. So time moves on and nightfall comes. Y'all are itching to continue on. Do we want to pause it here? I'm just afraid that this is gonna take longer than an hour. Because this is going to be an event.
Oh.
I don't know if it will be. It might, depending on your choices. I just don't want to start something and be like, okay, let's cut it off here. Because Andrew has work tomorrow, and I'm still exhausted from my new job, my new gerb.
Dinner gerb.
I think they can make me work Sundays at 4 o'clock in the morning, even though my schedule is usually 10 to 8 in the morning.
That's not nice.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
But yeah, I'd be down to give it a pause because I know there are peeps who are sleepy and who need to get to bed.
All in favor, say aye.
I
I suppose.
Hazel's already passed out.
I can't
also
believe Hazel's fucking dead.
I was gonna say, and I
Don't
think
worry,
for
I'm with
something
the
like
weird
this,
man who follows me around now.
should probably wait for Grack too, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that
also
too.
fair.
Yeah.
Feels like the kind of thing that it would suck to miss.
Yeah. I liked today's session. It felt good. Felt like there was stuff happening, stuff moving, information gathering. It's interesting, fun stuff.
Because I complimented it elsewhere in DMs, I have to say, it is a pleasure and a delight to play with other people who will do stuff and ask questions and investigate
Yeah,
things. Because
I
I
agree.
have to do that a lot in a lot of parties. I have to play the face and actually like force stuff along. So it is actually very nice to be able to actually sit back and watch things keep happening and going.
Desdemona is a godsend in that regard for sure.
Hey, I'm happy to help.
Devin knows our agony of having to main faces. Also, I have to say, Thatcher, Thatcher. Every time you pipe in with him, especially with Flip, but just in general, you play him really well, having zero idea what the fuck is going on, and when he does, he's normally very nervous about it. It's a very endearing character, and it makes me really curious to see like how he's gonna grow over time.
They are
And
good.
Hazel's a mystery I'm gonna crack open like a Kinder egg. You just fucking wait.
Just wait until Hazel's player stops being fucking dead all the time. when when that gets handled, it's over for all of you.
Hazel is
I'm
actually the
happy.
BBEG.
No, it's that
Thank God.
fucking nervy little ghost that's running around after them.
It's just a
Now,
little ghost friend.
well,
Just a
thank
little
you.
ghost friend midnight wailing it down the street.
uh, thank you for liking Thatcher. I usually play like the sunshine characters like that. That's kind of just like my play style in D&D in general. I try not to when I make different characters, but I hardly get to play. But yeah, I really like how Thatcher came out. He is supposed to be more, I would say like, well, I think I'm just trying to get comfortable with him. He's definitely supposed to excel in these kind of social situations because that's how he survived Pure Creek by being a dirty magic caster. Um, but as I play more, I'll probably get more into that. But right now, I kind of feel like I'm growing with Thatcher as well, like kind of learning how to approach social situations, but also fumbling at the same time. Because like 90% of it is like me playing Thatcher, and 10% of me is it like it's me.
I
And
think it
so,
works whether exactly intentional or not, because if Thatcher's really good at the whole like peopling to survive, that makes sense when he knows everybody, like he's from a small town, so having to interact with all of these guys and with very weird and high tense situations, it makes sense that he would be floundering, which means it will be very satisfying when he grows into it and when you feel more confident with it too.
For sure.
yeah. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right,
It's a
let's
good
get
time.
into XP.
Ayo.
My God, I hit level 20. Crazy.
God.
What?
What's that? 900 experience, so we hit level 2? Fuck yeah, let's go. Just kidding.
Okay. So we have who took the most emotional damage?
Um,
Probably Thatcher.
What?
It was clearly the kid because he didn't get the hat
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and he
Kid
also
Okay.
didn't
and
like
Flip.
the carrot.
I was gonna say the
and the
Oh,
carrot.
carrot.
stinky face.
Once again, Mal, who is actually kind of stingy with money, has had to give someone else money and then watch it be wasted away.
That's your
That's
own
sad.
damn fault.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
You got half its worth. Me and or Thatcher and Flick took 2 bites or took a bite. So the 2 bites of a carrot.
I mean, Flit took a bite, but Flit is also the size of the fucking carrot, so
Oh
they
no!
It's
he
like
took like a
a
tiny nibble
nibble.
out, and then Thatcher took 2 bites. Like it's a fucking carrot. There's still like half of the thing left, and Mal's just sighs.
That's why I was kind of laughing when somebody said, are they stealing stuff? And I'm like, where are they going to hide it? They're literally the size of everything in the shop.
uh, Joanna, right? That's her name. She took emotional damage when we said Pure Creek.
She did,
This
but
is
she's
true.
not part of the
True.
party.
Okay. Anyone have? Do you think anyone had a powerful moment in this game? I don't. Honestly, I don't think so. Like there was no like super duper powerful stuff, unless I'm forgetting something, which I might be.
Not really. It's mostly information gathering, but none of it was anything like too big that we didn't already know or suspect. So nothing hit. No great conversations, just good ones.
Utility. Anyone use their skills? I think
Everybody perceptioning.
yeah, everybody perceptioning, but like that's just kind of general.
Yep, that was pretty much it.
Points.
It wasn't in
Points.
depth enough for either of us to be using our investigator skills, so
True.
Points to the looking glass for being a utility item. Pity award. Anyone? Who rolled that really low? I think that was Desdemona. Desdemona just
Yeah.
naturally
Desdemona
gets
worked
the
hard
shit.
and ate the only bad roll of the night.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
Like-
gonna say, I rolled amazing today. I was like, ooh, my dice like me tonight.
Like I probably should have used my 7 bronze on that, seeing as that was the one roll that I did, but also I don't think it would have changed anything.
Yeah, not a D6.
I think minimum DC at our current level is like 15.
Yeah. So
Mm.
It wouldn't,
Sometimes I'll make it a contested roll depending on the NPC that you guys are contesting. But aside from that, yeah. Who I bleh. So yeah, go ahead and take that extra 10 for pity. The session XP is 50 for like y'all had some pretty good ideas. Y'all are like following the story. I'm very happy about that. And you guys were here. Yay! So take a 50.
We also picked the right town.
Yeah, you also picked the right town. Like I said, you guys are like following accidentally, like you're on the fast track to like all of my little story stuff that I slapped down. And I'm like, wow, look at that.
we made the right choices.
Yeah.
Or I mean choice. Singular.
No, choices. You guys went to go find some information. You like listened in on the only conversation happening and happened to find the information needed. Bro, you good? My lizard's a dumbass.
Listen, guys, don't make Gray think that it was too easy, because then Gray will make it hard and the brain cells won't be there. The dice rolls won't be there and we'll suffer for it. So yes, we made the right choices. We were so smart. This is right at the correct difficulty level for us.
Yay.
Everybody nod.
Yay.
Nod together.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was the gift to the party?
We can't say Flit.
Yeah, we can't say flat.
I don't know.
Mal and I both want to study Thatcher like a bug in a jar. Admittedly, mine's a bit more positive. I'm not sure how excited you would be to know that Mal wants to study you like a bug in a jar.
Like, are you gonna like shake the jar, or is this gonna be like a pleasant experience?
Probably not, but the chance is never zero.
I'd probably have to throw it to Thatcher.
Thatcher?
Has decided, yes, I am the older brother now for this small child, and also the... What's infertile mean? I don't, maybe, guys, will somebody else have to talk with the kid? I don't know what talk you need to have. It just means people can't have their own kids.
Okay, now, so I think we've elected Thatcher to take an extra 10 XP. Who was the curse to the world? If there was one. I know that Flit deserves both gift to the party and curse to the world, but we can't elect Flit to everything.
I don't think anybody else really did too much of note to deserve that blighted reward this time.
That's true.
It was
mean-
more It was
We
more
could
of
just
like a
start.
chill session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty chill.
Yeah. We could just start giving
Information
Flit
gathering.
experience though. He could have some. He could have some class levels.
We'll turn him into the party tank.
Oh my god! And then when
He needs
A
1,000
ch-
experience to get to level 1.
Wait, no, I know it. We
a
just train
champion
him.
sprite would be fantastic. By the
We train Flit to go like full into the Fey devil deals and stuff, and then use them like we're snake oil salesmen, but we're just using his cons, using his Fey powers.
Oh, I love that.
Start stealing names, property, money, literally everything not nailed down. Some things that don't even have a physical presence.
when
Make people accidentally like agree never to hurt us or to tell us the truth because they fucked up and accidentally made what passes as a deal in front of a Fae.
gonna say when Thatcher blows himself up with his magic because he's so in depth with it. I'll be using a Flint.
Yeah, keep him around as the party
backup
like emergency
character.
player. Again, I think his mom's probably gonna kill us as soon as she finds us. Or if we take him back. But we can't really take him back because apparently nobody's allowed to leave the town. Or get in.
I would actually like to throw a nomination towards Mal and Thatcher. I actually really enjoyed the moment where Thatcher was like gossiping and Mal kind of like smiles and it's like reminds me of your aunt. Thatcher's my aunt.
Yeah.
Why? This is great. I loved it.
Yeah, that was good.
I like it. Yeah.
When eavesdropped.
I'm just calling it Nom.
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 Nom Nom Nation.
10 Nom.
Yay.
And then definitely one to Desdemona. They definitely headed a lot of the just the facing this session. 100%.
I don't know. I don't know
Ayo.
why. I don't know why I drew a blank on your name. I was like, yeah,
Duh.
I was gonna about to say Desdemona too deserves some XP at least. They did most of the work.
Many thanks, I appreciate.
All in all, a good session. I like it. I know that some people don't vibe with like the slow pace of some of my sessions. Some people don't vibe with that, but I like it because they feel very thorough. Like we get everything we want out of the way. Now, if this ever becomes a problem, we can always shorten up our sessions so that they feel a little bit not more rushed but more intentional. So anyone, let me know if that ever becomes a problem for you. But I like the pace that we go at now. It's just something that another DM brought up, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." But I like my pacing.
It works
Sometimes
for
it's
me.
slow.
I would be having a game before this, but it sounds like one, if not both, of my Saturday games that happened before this are probably about to meet their maker, as one already has.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
It happens.
Yeah.
It is also the ancient tabletop art of cursed dice rolls. Don't never split the party. Scheduling is a nightmare, and sometimes games die.
True.
Yeah.
Better than wasting hours on a game that's going to die eventually anyway, though. Like, if one person isn't having fun, congratulations, you found out the one way to lose tabletop.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I like is that even with my new job, this isn't an escape room job, so I don't have to work during this time. We close at 6, so I will be home by 6:30 at the latest. Now,
Also, maybe you should stop doing way extra work when you're not properly compensated for the extra
Oh,
effort that you put in.
I am absolutely properly compensated now. This is a full-time with benefits. Like, I'm living my best life here.
Proud you.
Good. Good.
In case y'all didn't know, I'm now a medical receptionist, so yay.
One thing that was nice at working the desk at the hospital when I would occasionally cover for the phlebotomists was it's kind of hard to take it personal when people are shitty to you at the hospital because all you can think is, yeah, but you're having a horrible day. If you have to go to any
Yeah.
type of medical thing, you or someone you love is having a bad day. So it's not like some random Karen has just decided to be an asshole at the fucking Bed Bath and Beyond or whatever. So when
Yeah.
people are in a bad mood, it just kind of rolls off your back more.
Yeah. I'm also working for an optometrist office that's not a medical really optometrist. So this isn't people that are having eye pain and stuff like that. We're more hashtag fashion.
Um,
So we have Tiffany lenses and Dior and Gucci and all that good
ooh.
stuff.
So they're just
Which
in there to get some nice fucking glasses and then they bounce.
yeah, exactly. And I think the hardest part of my job is just multitasking, but that's something that I'll learn. Um, but yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I'm already having solo shifts, not solo shifts, but by myself, not training, but with someone else, because there's the
Yeah.
receptionist on at the same time. Um, but yeah, so it's been really great. Everyone that I've met has been super nice. It's I like it. I like it. I hope they decide to keep me on um, past probation. Am excited.
I mean, unless it was set up by a temp workplace, most of the time people keep you past probation. Probation's more we can fire you easier and you don't have full access to all your benefits yet in case we do fire you. So we can save a bit of money in case you end up being shit. But unless you do something that would get you fired from a regular job, they'll probably keep you.
Yeah. There is a test halfway through my probationary period about everything that I've learned, but I'm really
Huh.
good at testing. So, and we have a handbook that we can reference, not during the test, of course, but I just got it printed out and took it home. It's just simple questions how long, how long is our contact upgrade option for? That's 4 months, just little questions like that, stuff that over the phone I need to be able to answer pretty quickly. Yeah, it's scary though. I'm terrified. But aside from that, it seems like a really cool job. Everyone's really nice, and I'm excited.
That's good.
Um,
Good stuff.
yeah. For my chosen players, to next week I get off at 7 p.m. So chosen will be delayed by a few hours. It'll be either an extra long, not extra long running, but late session or short session. One of the two.
Okay.
I will be I will sleep in that day because I will start work at 11 to 7. But then the next week is 9 to 6, and then the next week is 9 to 4. So,
Woo! We can get back
yahoo!
to it. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
My May schedule is already published, which is a godsend. Holy shit. I know when I'm working, fucking this far ahead. It's amazing. But yeah. Yeah. So I will keep you guys updated, and I will make a schedule, and I'll also make a stream schedule, and everything will be all good to go.
Cool. And because I know you had mentioned it before, and I know I have also mentioned this before, but if you're still making the Silk Shore map and you want any kind of assistance with that, I'm usually available for that.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you want any kind of assistance, I love making a map. So I don't
Please.
know what help I can necessarily give, but
Cartography is also fun.
yes, this is true.
I would love the assistance as someone with aphantasia. I cannot mentally image things, hence I need to look at other people's maps and
Okay.
either copy stuff down or get inspiration from that on how to make the buildings even look right. So I have Dungeon Draft and I have a whole bunch of assets. So that would be a little bit difficult. I could always slap them all in a zip file and send that over. So
Dungeon Draft and Wonder Draft, my beloveds.
Yeah. I'm a patron to Crosshead Studios, who releases so many assets. Oh my god, I love him. Shout out to Crosshead Studios. Um, yeah, and so I use a lot of his stuff to make maps, and it's fucking great. But I'm still a newbie at Dungeon Draft, so
Is it cool if I did?
yeah, we're in post game. Get out of here. Go on, shoot.
Get some dang sleep, you silly.
I'll try. Bye bye.
Peace out.
Bye. And then there were 4, but yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's all we've got for stream. We can keep talking in the Discord, but yeah, we will get back to it next week. I will be home around 7:15, so if I just drop everything and go straight to D&D, we can probably start around 7:30. But give me 7:30 to 8.
While I have you right here for the Sterling Starfinder group,
Yeah.
um, did you want to talk right now while I'm here? Because it's kind of hard for me throughout the week to get on call because right now my life is I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I sleep, and then I wake up and go to work because I'm working like either 10 to 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then sometimes they have me work Sundays, and it's just. But I am going to be quitting this month at the end of
Ah.
the month. Yes, so
Well,
my schedule should free up more, and I should be able to actually communicate more. Don't think that I'm ignoring you or anything.
of course.
Yeah, I've just been exhausted.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
if
on that
you
note,
got time.
I'm gonna click end stream. So say goodnight,
Okay.
everyone.
Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Ciao.